whenever Duke and North Carolina plays, it's must-see TV. It doesn't matter what the record indicates. Saturday night's game did not disappoint. Cameron Boozer versus Caleb Wilson battle did not disappoint. What a finish, down to the wire. I don't know where to rank this in terms of classic games between Duke and North Carolina, but I will say that in my lifetime, I'll put this in the top five. Avery, what is your reaction in this game?
I agree. It lived up to the hype. Anytime Duke and North Carolina play against each other, it doesn't matter. I've been a fan of college basketball for a very long time at this point, and when the Tar Heels and the Blue Devils get together, just like you said, must see TV, and that game Saturday evening did not disappoint. Premature court storming, last second heroics, but all in all, it lived up to the hype. This is a regular season game that had ACC final potential, March Madness potential, and I just can't wait to see what these two teams have to offer and possibly the opportunity to play each other again. And of course, they will play each other again in season and then maybe ACC tournament March Madness. But yeah, definitely a game that you have to tune in for as a fan of college basketball in general.
Duke got off to a hot start, fast start. They led as many as 13 points in this game. Caleb Wilson, when he got things started in the first half, he was cooking, but he was making contested shots. That also give credit to Duke's defense. They were playing him very well, but he was just making nice footwork. He was not only doing it offensively and defensively. Cameron Boozer, he had his 12th double-double of the season. Henry Vasar, who went scoreless in the first half, he came alive in the second half, and he picked up his 13th double-double of the season. That three-pointer to tie the game was huge late in the second half. And as we said in the preview, Seth Trimble is the veteran. He's the leader of this Tar Heels team. And the fact that he delivered that game-winning jump shot, if he's already beloved in Tar Heel Nation, this game right here, that is a signature moment as a Tar Heel.
That has cemented him into, North Carolina lore, the history of other Tar Heel greats that have kind of put the dagger in Duke, if you will. So let's see how that carries on for the next month and a half and see what that turns into for him to finish his college basketball career.
I'm excited for the future because we witnessed two future NBA stars on the court, Caleb Wilson and Cameron Boozer. There might be more between them between both teams in the future, but those two right there, from what I saw, the NBA is in good hands, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that's why I love college basketball so much. We know that a lot of these young men, will want to take the next step to the NBA. And I think I agree with you. I think the NBA is in good hands with these two gentlemen if they take that next step because they have good heads on their shoulders. All they need is a good team, good coach to help elevate their game at the professional level. But we're privileged to see them play right now. And even for the next month and a half, I think we're gonna see a lot more from these young men as well.
It, it was like it's one thing that we say we hope that it turns out to be a great game, but the fact that everything that we wanted in this game happened, that is just that is just amazing. But yes, I thought it was pretty funny the premature running to the court. The fact that it's for 10 seconds, I'm like, oh man, hopefully
Re-
this doesn't come. you know.
Yes, and rules are rules, and we know we there is a bit of history with Duke taking last second shots. Granted, it wasn't against North Carolina. Certain Duke alumnus Christian Laettner is probably despised in Kentucky lore for those last second shots. But rules are rules. Hey, you earned it. Granted, it didn't come back to bite the Tar Heels, but I can understand you get really excited, but you don't want this to be overshadowed for the point that your students and your fans can have a debacle that taints your win in a way. So, North Carolina's probably gonna look at that. I don't think the ACC has said anything about a possible fine yet. And I don't think one should be levied, but if it is, I mean, hey, rules are rules. I'm like, if it was 0-0 and you won it, by all means, hey, have that opportunity, but got to play the entire game. Got to play the entire game, triple zeros across the board. But all in all, just like you said, we hope, for a great game. We got a great game. I mean, like we said, I'd already potential game of the year, and they're gonna play one. I think they're gonna play one more time in Cameron Indoor Stadium in Durham. And then, of course, ACC tournament and possibly March Madness, which they did play against each other last year, which North Carolina got the bragging rights to take down Duke in the NCAA tournament. So we are very privileged to, as college basketball fans, not only watch these two teams play against each other in great games, but to continue this rivalry that has been a long-standing one because of where they, not so much in the ACC, but where they are located geographically, because the triangle, which also includes NC State, man, that close proximity, not only do you want to be known as a great college basketball team, you want to be known as the kings of the triangle. And right now, the winner is the winner of the Tar Heels right now. The winner of the Tar Heels right now.
This is the largest comeback against Duke in 25 years for the Tar Heels. That number one, number two. And what a way, I mean, remember years ago when Austin Rivers hit that game-winning three-pointer? This is the reverse version of that. So, and the third one you mentioned Christian Laettner and that shot in Kentucky. Will forever hate him for that. But they will eat though. But the thing that a lot of people don't know or have forgotten is that way before the shot, if it were today, he would have gotten ejected for that stomp that he made on the Kentucky player. I forgot his last name. It starts with I think with a T. But yeah, he was on the floor and he gave him like a little tap,
Yep, I remember
before.
that. I remember that.
But
Yep.
yeah, so Kentucky will have even everybody, well, not just Kentucky, but everyone who's anti-Christian later, they will say he should have been out, he should have been out, he should have been out. But that didn't happen, and it was a different time in basketball, so the rules are not as sensitive, as hardcore the way it is today. But yeah, but Avery, we're grateful. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you root for Duke or North Carolina. Look, it just appreciate, not just I honestly not just appreciate what this rivalry brings to the table, but just college basketball. Because I gotta throw an honorable mention. Tennessee and Kentucky game on Saturday
Yes.
was
Oh,
a great one.
absolutely.
So
Yes. Yes.
there's nothing like that crowd. It's that crowd that really makes college
Yes.
basketball, sports in general, much more exciting.
Just like we say it with college football, there's something about college basketball and just college sports in general. There's just an excitement with the crowd that just intensifies the game so much. You get excited because of the crowd. and it's like, man, I want to be there. Like it feels like I'm there, but I want to be there. And absolutely, like we said, still more college basketball, conference tournaments coming up. Those crowds are going to be a factor, rooting for your team, rooting, the don't quit attitude, which we absolutely saw from the Tar Heels coming back from 13 points down, and that's always a killer in college football and in college basketball. You could be down, and all of a sudden your opponent goes on a 10-0 run, and next thing you know, this game is close. So you actually I completely agree with you. You are at a privileged point right now for college basketball games because whether it's the teams we support or other teams right now, it's just really great to watch.